whatever time it is where you are. Today on Jesse Does It, I'm very excited because we are going to do something I've been wanting to do for a long time, and it's finally the time. It's exhaust day. We have a special, awesome surprise of full exhaust, JBA, stainless steel, mandrel bent, 2.5 with an X pipe, and the headers. So I was laying in bed, unable to sleep at like 5:30 this morning while I should have been asleep. And I was like, today is the day. I'm doing it. So I told the wife, hey, you got the kids today? Can you take care of that? Because I want to do this. So that's what we're going to do. I'm probably going to regret that decision here shortly because I know these header bolts are probably going to snap. They're probably not going to come out easily, and everything's going to be a nightmare, and I'm going to go crazy and just want to bang my head up against the wall. But we're going to do it, and we're going to have fun. And afterwards, we're going to have a badass exhaust. So stay tuned and see how it goes. Before I go ripping everything off, I figure why not do a before sound video. So here we are on that. We're going to go ahead and get this started up, rev it up, piss the neighbors off. It's early. It's 7:30 a.m. right now. But we're going to do that. And then we're going to get the car up on the lift because I don't have a lift. Anyways, we're going to get the car up on the lift and start tearing things apart. So let's do the before sound right now. This is true dual, no cats, stock manifold, speedy snaps, no crossover, just individual pipes. And I believe they're 2 1/4. I'm ripping it out for multiple reasons. Number one, it doesn't sound the way I want it to sound. It's too high pitched. It pops and backfires like crazy. Also, the exhaust tips are crooked and not where they belong, and it's just all hodgepodge underneath of there. So we're gonna make it nice, we're gonna make it awesome, we're gonna make it sound mean. So here we go. Not that bad, but it's not as good as what it's going to be. And like I said, high RPMs is really poppy, backfires, and just it's not right. Okay, too loud, too obnoxious, which is a thing, mind you. So we're going to change that out, all JBA exhaust, and see how that sounds. All right, so the car is on the lift. All right, so first steps I think are going to be crawling underneath. Let's do that right now. Turn this fan off so you can hear me. We're gonna crawl underneath, and I'll have to get some light, but disconnect the downpipes from the manifolds and then start cutting everything off. This is what I'm working with. Like I said, true dual to Tom's Refurb speedy snaps, and then over and out. I'm probably going to cut here, try and save these in case I ever want to use them on something else, and then just cut the exhaust all the way out. And then it's time to start working on the headers. So the headers are going to be the biggest part of this job, and the part I'm not looking forward to the most, but they will be the biggest improvement once it's done. So this isn't going to be a how-to or instructional install video. This is going to be me toughing it out and doing it, and you watching and laughing at me with me. So there we go. We'll get started on that now. One cut. Cut number 2. I think that's the only cuts we're going to make. So now it's time to get the pipes off of the manifolds. So let's see if you can see down there. Right there is where we're trying to get. There's a bolt up top and bottom, and that will disconnect from the manifold. Then we can start working on all the manifold bolts and hope that none of them break. Something tells me it's not going to go that easy. All right, So I got all the old exhaust cut out. As I said, it was all pieced together, hodgepodge. I mean, crimped here, just mismatched sizes. So wasn't what I wanted. Now all that's left is to get the manifolds out, then it's time to start reinstalling new stuff. While I'm doing that, we got a little friend over here. What you doing, buddy?
Just putting the exhaust together.
Randy came over to use my welder because he did something cool. He put through bed exhaust, through fender exhaust on his V10 Ram. It actually goes up over the frame here, which I thought was really cool because in order to get that to happen, he had to go through the bed, which, I don't know, kind of looks pretty sweet to me. And it's not like it takes up much space in there, but come on now, that is cool. All right, back to work. What exhaust job would be complete without open header sound? Let's get that right now.
That's exactly the sound you're going for, right?
Not that loud. I mean, come on. One side down. All the bolts came out. This is crazy. See how this gasket looks. Look at that. Tell me that wasn't recently installed. Tell me this Mustang is not a gem. I mean, this motor, every time I touch something on it, it just is super clean and brand new. I'm telling you, those manifolds were not installed long ago. I got one more side, better not jinx myself, but this is crazy. I'm very stoked right now. So, see you in a second. And I am smiling because guess what? I got both manifolds out with no broken bolts. Crazy, I can't believe it. That further tells me that this engine was recently rebuilt or whatever. There's no way that 60-year-old headers would have came off or manifolds would have came off this easily. So we've got them both off. And now we are going to try and snake the new headers up and in. This will be a little bit of a fight, but I spent more money on good headers. These are JBA, they're supposed to fit, so let's see how that works. All right. I don't know if this is gonna be a trend of me smiling on this video or not. I very rarely smile like this when I'm working on cars. However, boom, and boom. They're not bolted in, but they fit in with no problem. So now I'm gonna put the gasket behind it, finger tighten some bolts, and see what we have for clearance issues. But at this point in time, I don't see too much that's gonna hit. Maybe over here on the driver's side, the Z-bar is a little close down there. I don't know if you can see, there's a bolt that's pretty close, but I can cut that off. So other than that, I'm really not seeing too much clearance issues. But again, I'm also not bolted down yet, so let's get that done. Well, I knew the smile was going to come to an end. On the driver's side, that Z-bar is all up in the way. And when you push the clutch in and out, it is slamming on the header. So I need to try to modify this Z-bar. I think my plan is to bend it this direction, which should give me more clearance, I hope. And we'll have to go from there. I'm gonna try that at this point. Other than that, I really don't know what else I can do. Online say to just swap to hydraulic clutch. That's not happening right now. The Z-bar is fine, it works fine. Let's just figure out a way to make this work. So that's what I'm gonna be working on right now. All right, see you. So I bent the Z-bar out once already and it was very close, but now we bent it some more and I think we are going to clear just fine. So for the third time, let's put the header back in and test fit and see how it works. Look what you did.
Spit on you, huh?
Look at my face. Sounds good.
I'm showing the bad stuff. Oh God, don't look at the booger welds.
The welds look great, shut up. Good job, buddy.
Thanks, man.
Sounds great, looks cool.
Hey, that's a V10 for you. That thing sounds actually pretty good.
I like it. Sounds cool. All right, back to smiling. I did have to take a hammer and torch to the header a little bit to clearance for the Z-bar. But we are in, and I don't know if you can see, but there is room, barely, but there is room for the Z-bar. And we have clearance here on the steering box as well. So this does fit. There's a little bit of slop in my Z-bar, so that's kind of causing my problems. Without that slop, that wouldn't be an issue, and it may rub a slight bit eventually from time to time, but for now, I'm not worried about it. It is what it is. We are good, and we're gonna keep going with putting the rest of the exhaust on. So time for the X-pipe. Well, that's been a struggle. It's been over an hour since I got the headers installed, trying to get the X-pipe to fit up with the headers. And I don't know what the exact problem is, but basically this was way up too high and this one was too far over. So I tried heating and bending, and I finally have the X-pipe bolted up. I did have to cut some of this transmission brace off because it is right up on there, but there's no movement because it's solid as crap right now. So I don't think I'm hitting anything. Nothing is a problem. And you know what? I think it's time for a fire up. Let's hear what this thing sounds like open headers with X-pipe on. Oh, I should just leave it like that. Screw mufflers. Just kidding. All right, so now it's time to put the intermediate pipes, mufflers, and then tailpipes. So let's hope that all lines up properly. All right, we're getting somewhere. It's taking a lot longer than I wanted it to. I did know this was gonna not be easy, so it is what it is. But we have the exhaust tips mounted where I think they're gonna go. Pretty dang close at least. We have the mufflers hanging there. And it's time to kind of tighten some clamps. I really would like to weld this. So I'm thinking I might tack it, pull it out, weld it all the way around, and then put it back in. I'm hoping that's what I can do. So I'm going to go ahead and put a couple tacks and see if I can remove it. If I have to, I can drop the axle down in order to give me more clearance. I don't think I'm gonna have to do that though. I think these will come out. It would be nice to weld those and then clamp the muffler in case I ever want to change the mufflers. But that's where we're at right now. So I'm gonna keep on keeping on, and we'll be back. Well, that's a no. You can't get them out with the axle the way it is. So I guess now I have to finish trying to weld that. Yay! All right, let's see what time it is. It's 3:08. I started this at 8:30, give or take. So yeah, seven plus hours. But I'm done. So I haven't started it up yet. I don't know what it sounds like. I know it's gonna be a little bit quieter than I wanted. I really wanted Black Widow mufflers, but for now, this JBA kit came with mufflers, so I'm gonna run them until I can't take it anymore and I need more sound. So then I will upgrade to the Black Widow mufflers. But let's take a look at what we got here. We got our two tips, turn downs. They're even. Everything looks good there. I've got nice and solid hangers. I did weld both of these all the way around. Oh, there's a socket. And we've got our two JBA mufflers all the way up to the X pipe. So we're done. And let's start it up and see how it sounds, shall we? All right, so we're done. It sounds decent. It did what I wanted it to do and quiet it down some. Now it did quiet it down a lot, but let's go ahead and back it off the ramps and take it for a test drive. Pop is essentially gone. So that was goal number one. I mean, it sounds good, guys. It's fine. It's just not crazy loud and obnoxious, which honestly, this is the wife's car, so it's not that bad. Let's see how it does. Is it weird that it feels quicker? Shifting while holding a camera and driving a 60-year-old car is a little bit interesting. But yeah, I'm happy. Let's get it on the main road and see how it sounds. There, downshifting and letting it slow down, it would be popping its butt off. It would be going pop, 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 pop. Sound like them import tuned terribly cars. And that is gone now. It sounds like a muscle car. Now it does sound more like a modern 5.0 than it does an old school muscle car. I'm still happy, man. This is great. Throttle response is better. It's smoother through all the RPMs. It holds its power. I'm telling you, this is faster right now. It's kind of crazy. So, and the fact that I can sit here and talk to you and not be drowned out by the exhaust, this is much, much better than it was. Now, eventually, yes, some Black Widow Venom 250s would be sweet in this thing. But for now, I think I'm gonna rock it. I think the wife will be happy. And yeah, so as always, I am Jesse with Jesse Does It. Until the next adventure.